This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Down at Fight Camp today, delighted to be joined by Sam Jones. Sam, firstly, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's just like Mark Bennett just walked past and he's just like, he looks like proper ready to have a row, doesn't he? It's a bit like, bang up for it, isn't he?
Yeah, there's a lot of heavyweights in here. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of testosterone as we get a bit closer to fight night. Firstly, let's start with you. I've just seen you getting asked for photos by fans. What's that like, Sam?
It's a bit weird. Like, I'm pleased you saw that because I know people think, oh, he's lying, but that's like, he's paid him to do that. But yeah, I find it a bit weird, like when people do that. To be honest, like I said to him, don't post it on social media or you lose followers.
Now, I wonder why you're here. I said there's a lot of heavyweights in here. You've got heavyweight in here. Johnny Fisher back this weekend. He's in there with Danny Whittaker. Very good experienced domestic level fighter, Danny Whittaker. Yeah. What do you want Johnny to get out of this fight on Saturday?
Listen, I just want a more polished performance from Johnny. Danny Whittaker has proved he can box. He upset Jonathan Pilato. I was there the night he upset Jonathan Pilato in the Ultimate Boxer, so he can handle himself, Danny, and he's also had a long time to train for this fight, so no real excuses coming from his end. I know he boxed the David Adelaide at late notice. This isn't a late notice fight. He's known about it a while, so Johnny's got to be switched on, 100%.
How many rounds is this on Saturday, Sam?
4.
And do you think, even just to get the 4 rounds in, which I don't believe Johnny's done against someone like Danny Whittaker, as you said, he's upset the likes of Jonathan Pilato, he's been the 10 rounds a few times. Do you think that this is the perfect learning fight right now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we originally wanted Josh Sandilan, but he pulled out, I think, due to family reasons, so I hope everything's going well for him there, and I wish Josh all the best. Maybe could reschedule that fight for on a later date, but listen, we'll see. He's got to get through Danny Whittaker, and he's got to look good doing it as well.
With Johnny, if he is victorious Saturday night, what's the plan for the next few months? Is activity just key right now?
Yeah, activity is key for Johnny because he's a young fighter. He's a big, strong, powerful puncher. Keep him. He's not actually had many rounds, has he? I think he's had three. Is it 3 in total? Maybe 3 or 4 in total rounds. So he needs more rounds. Danny potentially might give him that this weekend because he looks as though he's trained for it. So we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Sam, I haven't seen you since Joe-Joyce overcame Carlos Takam, so I just want to go back to that quickly. What do you make of Joe's performance?
Joe's performance was good, but as I say, the early rounds he took a time to get going. And listen, I made a point of this the other day. When Joe outboxed Daniel Dubois with 1 punch, people were like, they didn't really give him the credit he deserved. He goes and has a tear-up with Takam, and he still gets criticised. So we don't read too much into that now. It's a great win on record for Joe, another top name on his record. So we move on. He's WBO #1, and he's mandatory for the World Heavyweight title.
You said it there, he's mandatory for the World Heavyweight title. Joshua is about to face his WBO mandatory. Have you any indication as to the timescale that will be for Joe, especially with these Fury fights potentially there as well?
I think it'd be probably called spring next year. I should imagine. I'm just guessing there, but we'll see what happens. But it's going to be quick.
Is it a bit of an odd situation for Joe then? Does he just sit tight now and wait for that? Do you think he'll be back out?
No chance. We're going to get him out before the end of the year. Keep him rolling because we don't want him sat on his arse. Like he's a professional athlete. We don't want to just hold on for something that you never know because of the politics of boxing. How long he will be sat down for. So let's get him out and keep him active.
Sam, you said there you expect it to be a pretty soonish call for that WBO mandatory to come round for Joe. If Joshua and Fury both win, obviously that undisputed fight is still on the table. Would there be a situation where Joe is willing to step aside to allow that?
Let's not talk about step aside yet. Let's get there and then we'll make a decision. But knowing Joe, I don't believe Joe will want any kind of step aside. Joe will want the fights, so we'll do it. We'll get it as soon as we can.
Talking about the rest of the S-Jam Sable, Sam, you got any news that you can give us? Anything new that we haven't heard from you recently?
Florian's fight's going to be rescheduled, I hope, this week. We know what card it's going to be on, so it's a cracking card to be on. So we'll hopefully get announced this week against Maxime Prodan. That was unfortunate because he was meant to box this weekend. Cody Davis potentially he's been out injured. It's been a long, frustrating time in, but we've got a fight for him hopefully lined up. If he can shake off this injury he's got, but it's all looking good. Lerone Richards, we're in talks with Matchroom, S-Jam and Matchroom in talks to make a cracking fight for him. Guido Vianello will be back out in October, hopefully in the UK as well, which will be good. We've got Solomon Dakers hopefully going to be fighting again in October. We want Kamil Sokolovsky next for Seoul, which is a great fight for him. Who else have we got there? John Edges, I believe, is going to be fighting in September, whether it's on the Warrington card or I think a couple of weeks later remains to be seen. We're going to speak to speak to Eddie about it, and we'll go from there. I know I'm missing somebody. Lisa Whiteside, a promotional contract's going to be announced for her very shortly.
You signing Darius Fulgham as well?
Waiting to speak about him. But yes, we're in talks with a number of promotional companies about him, and we'll hopefully have an announcement in the next couple of weeks.
A couple more from me before I let you go, Sam. Main event this weekend, IBF featherweight title on the line, the rematch, Galahad Dickens. What kind of a fight do you expect then if you're not willing to get off the fence on that one?
No, usually, you know what I'm like. I will always say who I think is going to win the fight, but this fight I cannot split them because Jazz is on an amazing run of form. I kind of know both guys. They're both really good guys. Barry's, I don't know, he's such a tricky guy to fight as well. I can't call it. I hope it's just going to be more of the same as the first fight. But I think they've both come on leaps and bounds. Jazza most certainly has. So I think it's going to be a brilliant fight.
Final one from me, Sam. The Olympians, Team GB Olympians, have got their biggest medal haul post-war. We're guaranteed 6 medals. We saw Galal Yafai this morning. He'll now go for gold. What you made of what we saw from the team out there, unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable performance from all the guys out there. I think Fraser Clark has he was team captain. I was so happy for him to get a medal. He was unfortunate with his cuts, but it's time for him now to turn pro and go and do the business in the pros. Ben Whittaker looks sensational. I'm a huge fan of Ben. I've no secret of that. I think he's going to be one of the most exciting British talents we've seen for a long, long time. He's going to be kind of a love it, kind of leave it kind of character, but I think he's going to do great. I think both of them are McCormack brothers. Pat especially did very, very well. Caris, she boxed really well. Daniel Dubois' sister, I think she's amazing. I think she could probably do another Olympic cycle because she's only 20 years old. I know I'm missing somebody out off there. I think Peter McGrail, I think he was unfortunate because he didn't get seeded, did he? He was unfortunate with his first draw, but I think he's going to be make a special fighter. Chev, they're flying, aren't they? So we'll see, and hopefully they all do tremendous in the pros, which I'm sure they will.
Last thing on that, we saw Ben Whittaker unfortunate in that final, but we saw his reaction as well. He did as Mayweather did years ago. He put his medal in his pocket. He didn't want to wear it on the podium. Yeah. He said he felt like he'd let everyone down. What do you make of that attitude from Ben?
He didn't let anybody down. I know his dad will be proud of him. His whole family will be proud of him. But he's just a winner, isn't he? Some people, for some people, that's like all my life. A silver medal is enormous. But for him, he wanted the gold, and it just shows what type of character he is. He doesn't want second best. So fair play to Ben.
All right, Sam, thank you as always for making time for Boxing Social. I'm sure I'll speak to you soon.